Two friends, different worlds, aligned anyway.
All right, guys, redo. And the reason I say that is you guys may know us from Connected Conversations podcast, where we originally started this. However, we have decided to rebrand and we want to reintroduce ourselves as Aligned Anyway. I am Tiffany Street and this is...
Josh Compton. How you doing, everybody?
Thank you guys for listening in, and we're going to take you a little bit on our journey. You know that we like to share what we're doing as we're doing it, and really want to make sure that our conversations are just authentic to what's going on right now. So we have just been in the works of just being kind of realigned with what it is that we want to do and the things that we're passionate about, which
Such a
brought
good
us back.
word.
Right. Which brought us back to, hey, let's do the podcast again. And then just a lot of, I would say, creativity back and forth between both you and I. We're like sending text messages back and forth. We should talk about this. We should talk about this. We should have this logo, have this song. And then we decided to rebrand and change the name. And I wanted to just kind of hear from you, Josh, because you had a lot to do with, the name change and kind of coming up with those things and shooting me ideas. And I'm kind of like, yes, that's great. No, yes, you're coming up with a lot of this. And I just wanted to know why Aligned Anyway? Like, what does that mean for you?
Aligned Anyway was something that was consistent with Connected Conversations and still felt like us, right? Like Connected Conversations was very much, let's take our experiences and let's mold them into this beautiful relationship building tactic, right? And I think what we're doing now is we've got the skills, we had the toolbox, and now we're using these tools. We've built the friendship, and we just felt like it was the next evolution in what we're doing and living and sharing these experiences in life and giving each other advice and helping each other maybe challenge each other, in ways that are healthy and not overstepping boundaries and friendships, but still being supportive and still being real as a friend. And I think that this is really that. And I'm excited to talk about the real, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to make you cry. We're going to make you laugh. We're going to challenge your thinking. And hopefully you're going to get a lot of relatability to what we have to bring to the table.
But also I think that I want my thinking to also be challenged. And not just by you, but by our listeners. Like we really encourage feedback. Hey, it would be nice to hear about this. I'd like to talk about this. It's really important that we make sure that we're not just diverse as in what we look like or what our social status is, but diversity in thought is huge. That's how we learn and grow and push boundaries. So I really want to make sure that as we're doing this to affect other people by being relatable, letting people know they're not alone, it's also a passion project of ours for our soul. So I'm looking for my soul to be fed by you, through the conversation that we have, through our listeners and the feedback that they have for us. I'm looking for my mindset to expand so that I continue to reach for things I may not otherwise have even thought about because I wasn't being honest in my conversation about what I wanted. And when I saw Aligned Anyway, I thought about not just like us and our thoughts and how our thoughts could be aligned different, but they're aligned anyway. But I was thinking about what we're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
How it came about, how the podcast got back started. I was kind of beating myself up for it being down for a year and a half. I've been in North Carolina a year and a half. And
Which
just to
feels
update,
like forever,
I
PS.
know it feels like forever, but it also doesn't at the same time because I'm just moving into this apartment. And so,
Mm-hmm.
For our listeners, just to catch you up, Josh and I met in St. Petersburg, Florida, well, Tampa, St. Petersburg. And I moved to North Carolina a year and a half ago with my fiance. and I was living with my mother-in-law, and now we have our own apartment. So I'm in the throes of like decorating and making this place feel like home. And I was talking to Josh about how important it is for like feng shui. My mom is just really good at making the space feel energetically comfortable and calm.
I
And
love
she was
that.
saying how certain spaces can't be busy, right? Like I cleared off my desk and because it was very cluttered. I had awards from when I first started working at my first bank job when I was 20.
That you'll never look again until you have to move them.
Why did I have those? She was like, "Get a trash bag, throw them out," you know?
Because one day you thought you were gonna have to impress an employer, when you're gonna have to shine these little awards, when you have to go get that shiny new job, and those employers are gonna go, "Okay, you're narcissistic, goodbye."
Right, I'm gonna lug my awards around. "Look what I won."
I
Like,
know,
what?
I know.
What was I thinking? But you know what? You guys, if that ain't Capricorn, I don't know what is.
Excuse me. My food safety certificate next to me, dude. I'm never gonna use this. I'm not in the food industry anymore.
See,
You
this
hear
is
this?
perfect. Josh, Mama Tanya would say, "Go get your trash bag, throw it out,
Mama Tanya,
clear it
I
out,
hear you. I hear you.
clear it out. It's gotta go." But, you'll feel better. I'm like, "We could wait, we could pause it. Let's do this."
You know what? After the show, I'm shredding this bitch.
And next show, you guys, Imma hold him accountable, and I'm gonna ask for a desk view,
I'll do it
and
right
we
now.
can
Don't
oh,
get me. Oh, don't get.
listen, go get the trash bag. We got a
I have
little
a shredder
pause.
right behind me.
Let's go.
Hold
Let's
up.
go.
Hold up.
Yes. Guys, see, this is what we do. This is action. This is what I'm talking about. Direct action with your life. Change requires action and decluttering. We're saying bye-bye to the past and what we don't need anymore.
And we're back.
I love this. I made sure to give the audience a little bit of a just slight narration while
Oh,
you were
what
shredding
did I
it, you
miss?
know?
What did I miss?
This was a ritual. I was saying bye-bye to the past.
Shred it.
Shred it. We don't need it. We
Shred
don't
it.
need it. And it felt so good. And you know what I did after I was like organizing? I still have a lot to do. Like we moved the bed because I had the bed in front of the window, so it was blocking the window. And she's like, "Open your windows," because I was like, "Oh, I think I want a new apartment." Even though I just moved into this one, and my view is gorgeous, and I never noticed. I've been here since September, and I never noticed the view. And the mountains, I could see the mountains, and I was like, "Oh, wow." The sunset was great, and I was able to sit like a little bench over there where I could see the window. Just moving the bed had me like looking around in each room and kind of sitting there and just being like, huh, like that waiting to exhale moment. Like I've been holding my breath for so long, and it's because my energy was cluttered with mistakes of the past and regrets and fear of the future and fear of failure. And it's like I feel like really strong about what we have going on that we
Uh-huh.
can kind of like take it on. So this whole thing, like Dawn is like, and Dawn, you guys is my fiance for some of you that don't know, but Dawn is like, "Are you gonna sit down? Like, you haven't relaxed at all." And I'm like, "Actually, this is relaxing." He's like, "Usually you do not say this is relaxing. You're mad if it's cluttered and all these things are all over the place." And I'm like, "That's true. However, I'm preparing it to be able to relax." So for me, it was therapeutic. And I was
Yeah.
so excited, you guys, to show Josh my picture of the desk and just like all the things to make this a great, energetically creative environment. So tell us about your environment. Like, what is something that you need to have? Or what are some more things you need to get rid of?
Mm, okay. So things I need to have. So let me just start by saying my space currently is very much nerd, right? Like I've got Star Wars as my complete side of my desk. I've got pretty much Darth Vader and Sith and black and red, hence my actual wardrobe today. I wanted it to reflect my desk. And I've got some Funko Pops, mainly Scarlet Witch, because that's my bitch, you know what I mean?
I love
And
her.
then I've got my TV with my bonfire on. It's a little warm, so I like to get nice and cozy to my ambiance and my fake bonfire. And then I got my dog cages behind me that you can't see for ambiance reasons. And then my husband's desk is behind me with equally as nerdy shit, with the light side of the Force over there, with R2D2 over there, and I got some Yoda shit. It's great. I mean, it makes me feel happy and nerdy and childlike and all sorts of great, fun, different emotions. So I'm really happy to be in here. What I can get rid of, I have a lot of mail issues. It's crazy because I'm kind of OCD in my life, like if I'm being honest and accountable, and hopefully we get a lot of that out of this podcast. But in this current moment, I have really, really bad cleaning OCD. But when it comes to mail, I have zero want to go to my mailbox in that little building and put my key up in that shit, turn it, walk a quarter of a mile back to my house in the middle of the rain where there's no parking to park where I got a parallel park. It's a fucking shit show. So I choose to let my mailbox build up until
Same.
the point where I probably get a letter from the post office that's like, bitch, get your mail or else I'm going to close your shit, right?
I've gotten that before twice.
I've done it a few times in my life. So then I finally get in, I get this huge pile, and I'm like, I just don't want to go through that. It's coupons, it's ads, it's mail warfare from trying to get us hooked to these advertisements and scams and then bullshit. I don't got time or the want. So that's why the shredder's in my office. It's there for all the bullshit I don't want. However, I need to get rid of some more mail. That's kind of where I'm at in my space.
You know what? I let mail build up too. And I have some that are open that I leave that I'm like, I don't even know why because everything's online anyway. So I don't know why I have it there. It's like a reminder, but I'm pretty like OCD too. So usually I'll put the bill in the calendar on the date
Yeah, and
or
why do we
like,
even have mail? Like I mean, emails, faxing, e-faxing, like what the fuck are we doing?
do you want to know why? Because consumerism. Because
Yeah.
literally it's like pump it out, pump it out, pump it out. You know, we no longer have cable. We used to get so annoyed with commercials. You know, I would tell my kids and I'm like, oh, well, we had to have commercials and you guys don't have to have that, that anymore, which that's not true. You have ads and they're incessant. Buy this, buy that. The ad that we were just watching was for like, I don't know, pads or something. And it was like, click to add to Alexa. And I'm like, how do you click it? And I had to say it. And then that was it. And then I could just immediately purchase. And you know what? We fall for it every time because you know what? My ass is going to pay for convenience. If
Yeah.
it's for convenience, I'm going to do it. And I love it. It's genius and it's brilliant, but I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
My
I hate it.
fat, lazy ass, Tiffany lives across the street from a Walmart, literally across the main road. Now, granted, it's a 6 intersection road. I don't want to go across the street and do a U-turn to get in that shit show of a parking lot. Don't want to do it. So I instead Walmart plus delivery that shit.
So
Look,
do I.
you know,
Walmart's 6 minutes away
I
and
will
I'm
pay
going to
$5.
deliver it.
I'll
You
pay
know,
$5.
but I live on the fourth floor and I don't feel like carrying all the groceries. And I'm like, someone gets to get paid to do that. And I feel like that's another way that I contribute to society. It's
There you go.
like, I complain about it, but I'm also the problem. And I don't know how not to be the problem. But you know what I don't like? I really hate being so self aware. Like me and my sister were just talking about it. Self awareness is like, it's a curse. Cause then you're obsessed with like, fixing yourself and analyzing what you did and how
Mhm.
you did it and blah 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 blah. And it's just like for example, the fact that I'm complaining about consumerism and I know it's trash and I hate it and it's whatever, but I also know that I'm the one contributing to it.
Sure.
It's like, damn, I don't wanna be self-aware and think that, and now I gotta punish myself because that's what my brain will do.
I was just thinking about random facts and like the fact that we have listeners out there that are probably like these people are funny and they're awesome, which by the way we know that, so thank you. But I think that we need to give them maybe like a 30-second first date like intro about the ones that for those that don't know us, because
Yeah,
they don't know us and we don't know them, and we don't want to violate them just by jumping in our
violate
lives
them.
and giving them our shit. And I think that maybe we owe it to them at least to just give them a little bit of something something.
Oh, I mean, I definitely think so. Because if you're gonna be here, you're gonna listen to this ramble, you know where it came from.
Right.
But Yeah, the whole point is just to relate. So, a little bit about me. My name is Tiffany Street, and I am the author of Connected Conversations. And I'm gonna grab the book real quick because, of course, it's right here, my
Gotta
space,
throw a
right?
plug. You gotta throw a
I got a
plug.
little throw a shameless plug,
Of course.
but no, it just I had it published in 2023. And oh, something just fell. I'm messing up my Zen, you guys. I wasn't prepared for that part, and I should have been really. But I had it published in 2023, and it is a book of poetry that goes through the different obstacles that we go through of love, loss, obstacles, and victories. And I really kind of just go through each of those categories and how that shaped me, which kind of led to the podcast and connected conversations and connecting to people. And I originally started kind of getting a little bit of traction on social media on TikTok because I was posting weight loss videos. So I had gastric sleeve surgery in 2019 and I lost about 183 pounds. So I talk about how, what prompted me to get the surgery was I got kicked off a ride at Disney because I was too big. I was with my niece. And it was something for me that was just traumatic. And it was like a last straw. Like, what about when I have kids and I want to do things with them and I want to be active? Like, I had to change something. And I did. And it was the best and worst time because I was like shedding the old skin and growing anew. But it allowed me to be honest and open to people I don't know, to strangers. And I felt somehow more connected. And that kind of prompted connected conversations. I am also a leader. I believe in empathetic coaching. I won't take no shit. However, I do believe in individualized coaching. So Josh and I met through work and our leadership styles are similar. They can kind of cross over and I feel like we can have a bit of a balance. Um so that's a little bit about me. And I shared earlier that I just moved to North Carolina. So when we're talking about just making friends and networking and things like that, I did a lot of that in Florida. And I want to start doing that here. So highlighting some small business owners and things like that. And I'm definitely an advocate for Black owned, women owned small businesses. So always looking to try to highlight that. And on the last podcast, we had a small business owner on as a guest that represented the LGBTQ community as well. So I just have a lot of interests and passions, and I just want to get them out. And that's what I'm here for.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate the vulnerability. So I'll start by saying I'm Josh Compton. I'm 38 years old. I'll be 39 very shortly. And part of me hates saying that, and part of me loves it in the same time. So I'll move on as I gauge. You know what I mean? The gays, we age a little differently. But I want to start by saying that I'm here because I took a break from podcasting. I was a podcast host. My former podcast was Humor Haunts and Homicide, and we specialize in talking about true crime. That we also thought that that connected well with the paranormal and how those two things are the unknown, the mysterious aspects of both worlds, and how a lot of both worlds didn't get a lot of attention that they deserved and needed to be talked about. So I really specialized with co-host and partners and friends of mine that really also had similar passions and interests, and we just shoot the shit and talked about it. But while I learned how to become a podcast editorial expert and a producer, completely out of a random thought one day, I was just like, I really want to do this, and I'm really excited to do this, and I'm going to self teach myself how to do this shit. I'm going to YouTube it until the cows come home. And I was on a mental health leave of absence at work, and I was really taking pause, and a whole lot of pause. I was taking 8 weeks, and I was going, what the hell can I do with this time? And I thought, I'm going to do something that I've wanted to check off my bucket list. And for me, that was doing a podcast and creating a website and doing something I never thought I would ever be able to do because I just didn't know how and I didn't have the confidence. And then I did it. And then I did it for almost 4 seasons. And then I realized that, wow, I've done this. This felt right in the moment. Now I need something different. Right, like the world felt busy, the world felt nasty. I paused all social media, I deleted everything, and I really went, "Whoa, okay, I got this time back." We had a cleaning business, we canceled the cleaning business, and then I started really connecting with my friends and going, I wanna evaluate where my time is being spent and the energy I'm putting into things that mean something to me. And I realize that I'm not giving enough attention to my friends and my family when I feel like I should be. So, you and I, not that we had ever any problems, there's never been a single argument in our friendship, but we know life be life in, and we just got busy and we just lost connection. We picked it up right where we left off, which is what a true friendship does. And then we were both like, "Hey, remember that podcast thing we did?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was
That's
like,
exactly
"Kind of want to do that again?" You're like, "Yeah, I do." And
so
I was
chill.
like,
Hey, remember that thing we were doing? Let's start. And then I'm like, yeah, I got a laptop. Okay. I got a mic. All right, I got new headphones. And it was like, you know how when you want to work out, so you go get your really nice workout gear?
mhm,
That was the podcast for me. It was like, okay, if I'm gonna do this podcast, let me get some things to when you start investing in things and investing in yourself, that's when you start doing it, right?
right,
Like, why do you think gym memberships, I mean, obviously, okay, yes, gym memberships are around so that the businesses can make money, correct.
mhm,
However, people, like for example, me, have gyms at their apartments, right? The rent is paying for that gym, and yet they still choose to pay for the gym because that is a way to hold themselves accountable. So when you invest in yourself and you invest in good things, quality things that are for the well-being of your mental health, your physical health, your family health, which goes into your mental, that is when you start really having an output because you're telling the universe that you're investing
right,
in this. So the universe says, oh, okay, so you want to do this now. You're taking it serious. So now I'm going to provide opportunities for you to hold yourself accountable. Like I'm thinking about today, I got Mama Tanya in town and we got things going on, been moving around furniture and things all day. But I was like, no, no, no. I have to stick to this. Like Josh is like, oh, are we still doing the podcast? I'm like, yes, because this is where I hold myself accountable. Like, well, no, you just bought a new laptop. We're going to do this,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So I think it's so important to just make sure that we're paying attention to those things and really investing in that. Like one of the other things is, my mom was telling me, she's like, get a new bed. I'm like, no, I don't need a new bed. She's like, yeah, you've been telling me how you're having issues with acid reflux, your back is hurting, Don's having issues with sleep apnea. So we got one of those adjustable beds, the split ones.
yeah,
And
nice.
I'm like, I got me a big girl bed.
Mhm, clock it. That's right,
Right?
that's right.
So I'm like, you know what? Invest in yourself. But then I also realized I'm like, wait, my mom was like, you are at that age where you need to start investing in things that are good for your body
Oh,
health.
mom, why do you gotta pull that
So
words
I'm
out,
like,
at that
you know
age?
what?
Come
I'm like,
on.
that's kind of true. So it was like a, oh my God. I'm like,
Oh, I know,
I'm
I
about to
know,
be born. Oh my God.
I know, I
So I was
know,
like, I was like, okay, true, true. Because my back was hurting and I don't even know
I
why. They're
know.
like, what you do? I don't know. I know everybody can relate to this.
Oh, yeah.
But so as you guys can see, we will go off on a tangent and that happens. And I love how we did this whole talk, we're already talking, and then you're like, let's take 30 seconds to introduce ourselves.
I should have been more real with that
Guys,
conversation.
I gotta be honest. My ADD is like, I'll be hyper productive, but I can't just like be productive cleaning one room, right? Like I'll clean 5 rooms at one time and never fully
Oh
finishing
my
cleaning the other,
god.
and then I get exhausted. Also, look at this. Look at my nails. Like I couldn't pick one. So I have both. Like it's just a thing, right? And
Mhm.
so it's just really indicative of like how we did this about like how our personality is. And I always would say, I told Don like when I met him, I'm like, if I'm going to be with somebody, I have to be with somebody who understands my circles. Why he understood that. I hadn't explained to him what it meant before, and he like got it, and he understood the circles. And I'm like, this is why I'm here. I need friends that understand the circles. You got to follow where where the conversation may go and really be open to any of that because I think that's how you connect because you're getting my real raw like
Of course.
thoughts. and
Yeah.
emotions and
Yeah, and I think with a podcast, you always start off with a topic, and we want to centrally focus the rest of our seasons and series of what we're doing on a topic, have a great involved discussion around that topic, have these one-off branch discussions, and then come back to the center focal point. But today is really just about getting to know Tiffany and I, what we're about, what we're going to get you into this crazy ride that we're bringing you on, what we're bringing each other on, and we first want to appreciate your time that you're well spending here with Tiffany and I, and laughing, crying, and holding yourselves accountable with us. I want to say thank you, and we're gonna have a lot of fun, and we hope that you're excited to be here with us.
yeah, and, we're gonna be recording some other things, and, Josh will actually be in town with Dylan, his husband, in 2 weeks, so week after next. So really excited to show them around North Carolina and see what adventures we can get into. But we will be recording in person together, so you'll see us both in the same place. So that'll be great, and we wanna just make that fun. So we will just kind of be doing some rapid fire questions, really just quick thinking. What's that like word association? Just another way for us to kind of get to know each other. Cause yeah, we've known each other for 3 years, but it takes time and different circumstances to really understand people. So it's for us to also get to know each other too, and for us to like relate to our listeners. Because our really the main thing is I want to hear from you guys. I want to see in the comments. I want to see posts. I want to answer questions. I want to know who wants to talk about what. What do you want to hear about? And just see how we can kind of connect to the masses and how we realize just because we're two friends, different views. We have one honest conversation.
Uh-huh.
So I want to thank you guys for listening, and we are signing off for the night.
Night night.
Bye.